Hello students, in previous lecture you were studying about the permanent issue and we are discussing in the previous lecture about the simple permanent issue. Now we are going today discussing on the complex permanent issue. Yes students, this is the second part of permanent issue and regarded as the complex permanent issue. Complex issue or complex permanent issue. As I was describing the schematic classification of the tissue, the permanent tissues are also categorized into two groups. What are these? The first one is the xylem tissue and second one is the phloem tissue. Then at first we are going to study about the xylem tissue. Xylem, and the second one is phloem. Phloem is also known as bast. Phloem or bast. Now students, what are complex permanent tissues? The complex permanent tissues are the kind of tissues which are consist of more than one cells. There is also found the division of labor. Each and every part of the permanent tissue have its own function. Now here more than one cells how unite to perform an specific function. Let us know that. At first I take the topic xylem. Xylem are also the kinds of permanent tissues. If you are talking about the complex permanent tissue, students, then they are related to the translocation and transportation elements of the plants. Hence, they are collectively called the vascular tissues. They are only found in the higher categories of plants like pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms like plants. That's why the presence of these kind of tissues in higher plants, the plants are categorized as vascular plants. Let us first come on the xylem. Xylem is a water conducting tissue. It helps in the conduction of water and minerals to the different part of the plant cells. Xylem tissues are consist of four types of cells. Let us know about the types of cells that aggregate to form a particular structure of xylem tissues. Then the first is tracheids. The second one is xylem fibers. First I take the vessels. Xylem vessels. Next, xylem fibers. Xylem fibers are also likewise to the scleric kinetous fibers. And the last type of cell is xylem parenchyma. Parenchyma. Students, tracheids. Tracheids are the long elongated cells containing the thin cell wall that is made up of cellulose, and there is deposition of lignin like substances that makes a particular hollow tubular structures. These structures helps in the conduction of water and minerals in upward direction. Now students, when the trachyte cells get mature, their protoplasm get dried and the cell become dead. Now students, these are become functional on during maturity and they serve as a hollow tubular structure. On the basis of deposition of lignin on the cell wall of the trachytes, they are classified as annular, spiral, reticulated, scalliform, pitted, like structures. If you are talking about the structure of these kind of deposition of the lignified walls, then they can be structurally defined by following structures. These are the hollow vessels and have the annular type of structures at different intervals as you shown in the diagram. This is called the annular type of trachytes. Now we are going to the spiral type of trachytes. The spiral types of trachytes are interconnected with one another just like a string, or you can say that stretched spring. Here the one of the trachytes are interconnected with another, and that helps in the upward direction of the mineral and water content. They also allow to stand and helps in only the process of osmosis during the process of absorption of water. Now here is a reticulated type of the trachytes. The reticulated trachytes are just as the perforated type of structures. They bear many square or rectangular shaped perforation that allow the passage of the water and fluid content from one region to the another. These are mainly found in the angiospermic type of plants. These are the reticulated types of trachytes. Their protoplasm is mucilaginous on the favorable condition. It means during the spring season they absorb lots amount of the water to become mucilaginous in structure, and also helps in the conduction of water from one part to the different part of the plant. Now students, this is the type of scalliform type of the trachytes. These trachytes are just like saw-like or key-like models, and they are opposite and invertedly located as at longitudinal axis parallel to one another, as illustrated in the diagram. These are the structures of scalliform trachytes. These trachytes allow only one direction flow of any kind of fluid because they act as just like a wall. They only allow the upward or downward direction where they present. Their function may be changed according to their position in the different part of the vascular plants. Now students, another two types of the structures are pitted. Pitted are mainly of two types. Some contains scleral fibers, that's why they have border structure, and another is simple type of pitted structures. They do not possess any kind of borders, as I illustrate in these diagrams. These are the simple pits of the tracheates. These are the simple pits because they do not have any kind of borders, and they are mainly designed in the gymnospermic type of plants and sometimes some types of mosses like Graptolius. Graptolius is a type of fern, and that has the bordered type of pits because their leaves are annular and rachis like, which are arranged on rachis like structure. These are the structure of bordered pit. These pits containing the scleral fibers show they are not only provides the passage and translocation of the water and minerals, but also helps in provide the mechanical strength to the plant body. These are the border pits. What is the difference between this simple pit without border and this bordered pit? Yes, there is a representation of the central structure that is associated with the scleral fibers. That's why these are called bordered pit. Bordered pits and pit ted without border. These are tracheates. These are the different types of tracheates. This is the annular, spiral, scalliform, reticulate, and these both are bordered. Now students, we are going to discuss on xylem vessels. Xylem vessels are not distinct with the tracheates because these tracheates are arranged on the parallel and longitudinal structures. These parallel and longitudinal structures are the vessels. The vessels means tube-like structures. Yes, student, these are elongated structures having many more number of tracheates. These elongated cells-like structures are known as xylem vessels. They are helping not only the absorption of water but also helps to support the tracheates and allow a different position to the different types of tracheates in the different types of plants. Now students, these are the xylem fibers. As I described, the xylem fibers are only found in the higher categories of plants like pteridophytes, angiosperm and gymnosperms, they are just not other than the scleral fibers. They help in provide a different skeletal system and mechanical strength to the xylem tissues. Next, these are the xylem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma are the kind of cells that contain huge amount of the protoplasm. These are the only living part of the xylem, and they not only help in the process of storage of food, but also they are helpful in providing the passage of water and minerals in the cells. During the winter, these xylem parenchyma allow the seepage or passage of water in more amount, and that content of water is stored for the next arrival of the unfavorable seasons. Thus, students, now we are going to discuss about the function of xylem. The xylem tissues are perform the important functions of the translocation of the water and minerals to the different part of the body of the plants. Thanks, students, for joining today's lecture.